What is going on, everybody? Back again here for Rolling Out. Who's Spinning? Your host, Brown, of course. When I say who's spinning, we're talking to some of the hottest people mixing, doing amazing things in the music industry. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm with a special guest. I'm with an award-winning recording artist, producer, DJ, songwriter. He does it all. DJ Manny in the building. DJ Manny, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? You already know it's your boy DJ Manny. I'm in here rolling out. You know how we do it.
Yes, sir, my guy, man. DJ, thank you so much for coming on and speak with us, man. Look, we just set this up an hour ago.
Yeah, but we get things done out here. We're the hungry hustlers out here. We get things done, and that's how it is.
Definitely, definitely, man. Look, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us here on Who's Spinning. Manny, you've done so many things through your career, of course, like I've mentioned. Um, but where did it all start? Where did your love for music come from?
Wow, just music itself. You ever hear a good song and you just vibing? Like that's what drives me at the end of the day. Just the way how music makes you feel, it's priceless. And when that priceless feeling takes over, you just want to do more. And that's really what made my career, just the love of music itself.
Definitely. What kind of music were you listening to? Who were some of your early inspirations? When you first started out.
Wow, it's countless artists, from Will I Am to, Snoop, from dancehall, we have people like Shabba Ranks, we have people like Delly Ranx, which I've worked with, you know, just I can name artists for days. Bob Marley, of course, you know,
Yeah.
I can name artists all day. Top producers, people like Pharrell, the impact that the Neptunes have had. I can name artists. There's just so much artists that has really played a part in me.
Definitely. How old were you when you first started music?
Wow. I remember I was really young because I remember buying my first album I ever bought was like a Bob Marley Greatest Hits album. And I think I had to have been around 10 or so when I bought that. And I just remember just
Wow.
listening to those songs and like, wow, really like just vibing with that, you know, and
So
just see how far
was
that's.
it DJing first? Was it being an artist? What was it for you
Okay, so
first?
it started off as me just enjoying the music, then me getting into radio production. I started
Hmm.
off on the production department, but I always wanted to be a radio personality. So I got into production and upgraded up to personality, but then personality turned into me wanting to actually get to the real main thing, which was DJing. And then from DJing, I went on to production, and from production, I went on to being like a label owner. And that's why we got them plaques on the wall from actually being a record label at the end of this. So definitely, it's a journey.
Definitely. What was it about DJing that kind of caught your eye?
I just love to like put records together. It is something so satisfying about mixing two records together, getting that perfect mix in. When that BPM aligns, it's priceless. You put two records together and you see how the crowd reacts. That reaction, man, if you could start a mosh pit from DJing, that's all you really need in this career. And I've done it and it's a priceless feeling. Those are the memories that really last forever.
Have you ever been in a mosh pit yourself?
I don't think I've been in a mosh pit myself because I'm always on the stage. So I'm always looking at the
Yeah.
mosh pit. But sometimes, like after my shows, I remember I had a foam party in Atlanta at Wild Bill's. This was like back in like 2012 or so. I had a foam party,
Mhm.
and I kept the music running after everyone left out, and I went into the foam. It's crazy. I almost drowned in the foam. I almost drowned at my
Oh
own party.
no.
No, no, it was a good type of drowning though because I was like, this is the best way to go because I'm deep in this foam. The foam has taken over at this point. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the foam, just trying to like live. Cause I'm looking at everybody having fun in the foam. I'm like, I'm trying to get in the foam too. That was a priceless moment, and yeah, it was a one person mosh pit. I was out there, just trying to enjoy the moment. And it has to be one of the
That's dope.
wildest
That's
things,
too dope.
you know, priceless.
For you, do you remember that moment for you where you were like, yeah, this is it. Like I can really do this. Was it like maybe working with your first biggest artist, seeing an artist, who what was it for you that you it was the moment that you knew like I'm supposed to be here.
I always felt like it before the money hit, before anything hit. I always felt like music was for me. So it really wasn't no like milestone moment, but there was points where I was like, wow, I'm really getting paid off of this. You know, but there's never really been that exact moment because what's destined for you is destined for you. You know, so
So being a DJ in Atlanta, of course, music
hmm
runs wild here. Of course, hip hop,
definitely.
things of that sort. Uh, how big was it for you being in Atlanta during those times where hip hop was big? Of course, working with Sleepy Brown of Outkast. You've worked
hmm
with Soulja Boy.
hmm
Being able to be around those people, how big was it being in Atlanta in the music scene?
Huge, because those are people that I grew up listening to. You know, so Sleepy Brown, songs like Marching Band, Priceless songs. One of my biggest things that probably doesn't really get noticed is that I was one of the first DJs to play Migos. Back when they had a song called Bando. I was one of the first DJs to ever play because I'm a Northside DJ. I'm from the North Side. Johns Creek, Migos is from Gwinnett, but still ties in hand to hand. I was one of the first DJs. I still got tweets from Migos in my Twitter. So I was really
That's
happy to
crazy.
see that career. That has to be one of those monumental things where I'm like, wow, all these years later, Migos is still going. You know,
Yeah.
so I'm just happy to play a part in just Atlanta history at the end of the day.
Man, you were the that's an exclusive right there. Being the first DJ to
Yeah.
play bando and to look where Migos
Bando.
has came from now.
That was a
I mean, that's
song.
big.
And then after
That
Bando
was
came Versace. Everyone knows Versace, but how much people didn't really know Bando? I remember playing it. The
with
quality of it
the
wasn't
wheels on the windows.
exactly. The quality of it wasn't like I was like as a DJ, I was like playing this. I was like, what's up? Where them boys record this at? I was like, them boys probably really record this in a Bando for real. Yeah. I go way
so
back.
talking about Migos, all the other artists that you worked for. I guess what was it that you saw in those artists that I guess led you to kind of work with them? What
It's
was it?
all
Something
about vibes.
specific about them? What was it?
It's all about vibes. No lie, up to this day, it's still about what's the vibe when you talk to an artist. Do they treat you well? Do you guys get along well? Can you guys relate? Because if we can relate, we're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna get tracks done. But if you can't vibe with an artist, you can't get no tracks done with an artist that you can't vibe with at the end of the day. You know? These plaques
That's
don't get
true.
put on
And
the wall if you don't vibe with an artist. If an artist don't vibe with you, you're not gonna get nothing done. And that's really everything about my career is just about vibing. Does it vibe? Can we connect? If we can connect, because most of the time, sometimes you connect with artists, it's not even really about music. You might just have something other mutually in common, and you just cool with them.
true.
And I've
Yeah,
made a
no,
career
that's
just
true.
out of. It's really not just about business with me. It's really just about like connections, because I don't really deal with the industry, stuff that's going on. It's really just about just an honest friendship at the end of the day.
Definitely. No, I love that. Thinking about where we are musically now,
hmm
there are a lot of young artists out here uh, that make music like crash out music and things like that.
I heard about that.
What are your thoughts on the crash out music scene?
I would say
Are
for
those the type of artists you can vibe with?
well, I don't know. Do I know any crash? I don't think I know any crash out music artists personally, but I would say just keep a good lawyer handy. That would be my biggest advice to them. You know? No, seriously. If you're gonna Rap about these things. Keep that lawyer handy because you might need them one day. And that would be my biggest
That's
advice.
true.
I don't knock any artist for doing any type of music because that's their expression. I don't know what's behind the expression, you know? Because some artists just tell stories and some artists are really about it. But how are we going to determine this if we're not really there with them, you know?
That's true.
But even those type of artists that tells fake stories can have negative implications in the real world. So I just tell them, yo, keep that
Yeah,
lawyer on deck because you're going to need that if
that's
you're
true.
telling these type of stories, you know?
I mean, we kind of looking at it right now, with the Young Thug and all that going on with
Yeah,
trying to
that's a
use his
messy
lyrics in
case.
the court and stuff like that.
That's a very messy case. They need to just drop that at this point because it's too messy to really maintain that case. You know, to be real,
Yeah,
from a
it
legal
is. It's going
standpoint,
on. Too long.
there's too much confliction and it should be a mistrial at this point from a legal standpoint.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
I really hope that there's really true justice in that case, but I feel like it's just such a mess in this point. They need to really just free Young Thug at this point, like to be real.
Uh, what's the biggest piece of advice that you got through your music career, and who did it come from?
Hmm. I've gotten a lot of advice in my career. I would just say consistency is really the biggest key in this industry. It's staying consistent and always being able to reinvent yourself. You know, I think
Who
Donny Osmond probably told me something about this because this guy has a career that's 60 years in this industry. And he always told me, you know what, never be too stubborn to reinvent yourself, never be too stubborn to actually learn new things. And I think Donny Osmond would have to be the one that really told me this. Real OG in the game for real.
looking at, of course, going back to my question about looking at, the music scene today, who are some artists that that you're listening to, that you're kind of excited about coming out, right now?
Currently, there's so much there's so much names these days. You know, there's the of course Kanye's doing some big things on the independent side. I'm proud of him for getting that number one to Carnival. I would just listen to a new Ariana Grande album. Really interesting album. What else? There's just so much new artists. There's so much things going on. It's hard to really keep track. And I've been working on so much new music also, so that I'm kind of like sidetracked. But I would definitely say that there's just tons of names, so much to mention.
For you working on with your music, what's the message that you always love to put out with your music, and what are
It's
you
really
trying to get
about
your
positive
listeners?
vibes. The message definitely just being positive. I don't try to perpetrate any type of negativity in my music. It's really just about having fun and really just about making it through the obstacles. I think that's what my music really like alludes to.
So when you look at a person like Soulja Boy,
Hmm.
first came out, of course, he was popular, of course, with the Crank That's, and now he's doing social media stuff. And years ago, he was I'm the first rapper to do this, do that. He kind of always found a way to stay relevant. Who
Yeah.
do you think now is Soulja Boy?
Soldier Boy is that boy is a visionary. Soldier Boy revolutionized the whole music industry. I don't think there's been an artist to ever compete with Soldier Boy. Like I'm trying to see it, I don't see anyone who's ever really went that distance. People don't understand how legendary Soldier Boy is. There'll never be another Soldier Boy. Like I could think about it right now in my head. I don't think there's ever been anyone that really topped Soldier, but he really was the first to do a lot of things. You know, and that's the type of traits that will take you far in this industry. Look at Soldier Boy. This dude's still coming up with hits years from his original hit. You know, She Make It Clap. That's a huge hit. That came out how much years from Crank That? Count the years. Like
Man, yeah, exactly.
most people only have like a short run, probably 3 years, 5 years if you're lucky, 10 years if you're like on some Drake stuff. But this man Soldier's
Yeah,
been going on longer than a lot of people's career. I can't compare that guy to nobody. I would think in my mind, oh, so and
mhm.
so, but there's no really there's no connection to that type of legacy. And he's really probably the most underrated artist in this industry for real. Soldier Boy is definitely the most underrated in the whole rap game.
Yeah.
You know,
Man,
I
I
would
love
try
that.
to think who, you know, but I would put Soulja Boy up next to Drake on some real stuff.
Ooh, that's
I would.
big.
I
That's
would.
big.
I would. Because the guy has been in this game for a long time. I would say probably the organization might not been the best. But do you ever think about how much people have came from Soulja Boy's camp? How much names have came out of that Soulja Boy connection? We got Rich the Kid with a number one. Who discovered Rich the Kid first? Soulja.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Number one this week.
That's true.
Soulja. So just imagine if people in the industry actually gave Soulja the infrastructure that he really. I feel like Soulja needed a better infrastructure. I'm gonna be real with you. If Soulja had the
Mm,
infrastructure that some of these other people had, all his artists would be number one. But people don't want to give Soulja that credit, and that's just how it is. But Soulja, that guy's a
they don't.
visionary. That guy is a visionary. I'm gonna tell you right now. Real legend. Horns for that dude right now. You know, legend.
Horn, shout out to Soldier.
Legend.
Hey,
Yeah. You already know. Exactly.
Benny, being a producer, songwriter, everything that you do.
Hmm.
Of course, I'm sure you know what it takes to make a hit. What is that one thing that people need, that artists need to make that hit? Is it
It's,
kind of just like oh yeah,
it's,
go ahead.
it's really about just making it catchy. If you can make a song catchy, you have a hit. If it's something that's gonna play in your mind, it's gonna play in other people's mind. Catchiness is the key in making a hit. Because you could write something that rhymes, but does it stick? And that's really the secret to making a hit. It gotta be
Definitely,
catchy. It has to be catchy. If it's not catchy, it's not gonna do it.
that's true. It seemed like the new catchy song now is the Mooney Long song.
Oh yeah, that twin. Where have you been? Yo, shout outs to Priscilla for real because I don't even know who Money Long is. I know her as Priscilla. I don't know if you know who Priscilla is,
Wow,
but that's how way back I know who Money Long is. That's Priscilla. She was writing songs for everybody. You know, Priscilla has had a long career. People think she's new or something. No, she has played her dues in this industry for real. Shout out to Priscilla for real. Money Long.
shout out to shout out
For
to Priscilla.
real.
Shout out to
Yeah, for real, for real.
Manny, for those aspiring DJs, those aspiring mixers. What are some tips, some advice that you would give them?
It's really just all about making connections. You know, if you really want to get in as a mixed DJ or anything in this industry, it's all about presenting yourself in the best possible way. If you want to become a mixer DJ, sending your tracks out, sending your mixes to station programmers, you know, or even finding station programmers in real life. Because I remember when I was trying to come up in the whole mix show scene, I'd run into those people at like DJ events. You know, that's the best, one of the best places, those mix events for DJs as a DJ coming up because you really want to connect with the program directors because that's who controls the radio station at the end of the day is the PDs.
Definitely. And he always asks my DJs this at the end. Um, if I could, you got three songs. You got
Hmm.
an old song, a new song, and a song that doesn't get much credit. Three songs that need to be in everybody's set list. What are those three songs?
This is the hardest question of the day. Ah, that's a hard one, you know. But you know what song that still gets played from way back, and we'll give
Come on,
Soldier the credit. Crank that.
crank that.
You when that hit,
You.
when that hits, it don't matter where you at. You could be at a wedding. You could be
Somebody
wherever.
gonna crank that.
When that crank
Somebody
that
gonna
hit, when
crank
you hear
that.
that, you already know. Modern day
DJ.
wise, modern.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think
Nah.
about the modern day song. What is a modern day song that really goes crazy these days?
Hmm. Hmm.
Man, Hmm, that's a good one. I
You
feel like things are always so changing these days. Like you might have a hot song this
very true.
week, then next week is this, then next week is that.
Hmm.
I don't know. Like
Shoot, man,
modern
that's
day
that's
songs.
that's that's what TikTok does. It's TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok really does play a big part in that. So I haven't really. What's I guess we have to wait like a few years to really like say on that. But there's so much songs out there, man. And you just have to, as a DJ, I don't just think, oh, let me just go to that song. I try to read the
Yeah,
vibe. What is the vibe in the room? What do I think those people really want to hear? And that's what I play.
yeah,
You know.
definitely.
But there are the old classics that are like staying true. You know. But in modern day, that's a good one. I'm gonna just leave that blank.
Okay, leave it blank. We're gonna leave
I'm
it
gonna
blank.
just
We're gonna
leave
leave it
it
blank.
blank. Exactly.
Manny, what's one thing that you've been the most proud of in your career?
Wow. There's a lot of things. You know, the further I get, I'm like, we did that. We did that.
Hmm.
Let's go record. I'm like, we did that. I look at this record every day. I'm like, wait. I went gold as an independent artist and record label. Like, is this real? I won't lie. I
Preach.
still go on the Record Industry Association website and type my name in to check to see if it's real sometimes.
It's
You
still
know?
there. It's still
It's
there.
right there. I'm like, wait, that's me? I'd be blown away. I'd be blown away. I'm not gonna lie. To have this career, I'm what? With who? Over there? What?
Man.
I'm making a song with so and so this week? What?
Yeah.
Like you'll
Yeah.
have some like no lie. I still get fanned out sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like there'll be some like huge artists that I'm working with, and they'll call my phone and I'll be like, "That's so and
When's
so."
the last time you got fanned out? Who was it? Who was it?
I'm not
Who was
gonna
it? I gotta
lie.
know.
I'm working on this track this week. And you know who called me this week?
Uh oh.
Afro Man called me this week. We're working on something. And you know, Afro
Wow.
Man from back in 2000s, you know, because I got high as a classic. He called me. I was like, OG, what's up, OG? He was like, yeah, I like that thing that you sent me. I need you to change the notes on this. Blah, blah, blah. I woke up out of my bed. One time I was like, what you need change? OG? Huh? You want me to put a note like that? I was like, yeah, like that. He was like, yeah. I was like, okay. I put a note one time. I was hyped because I was like, for one of your favorite artists to tell you that you did a good job or you played something like good. I'm like, yay. That's really what you really need.
That's it. Yeah.
You know, like I said, that's another OG in the game. Afro Man. This
Yeah.
man really came up. People told him that he was gonna flop, and he made it happen. I look up to the people that people like call the underdog, this and whatever. Those are the people that you really gotta look after, you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes coming up in this game, people will say, "Oh, you're not gonna do this. You're not gonna get a gold record on the wall. You need us to." No, we did it by ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I respect. People who really get out here, no matter what people say, they still grind it out. You know, that's what I'm about. Grinding it out, making things happen regardless.
Manny, you a real one. You a real one,
Hmm.
Manny. Manny, thank you so much for coming on, speak with us, man. Before we go, let the people know, Manny, where can they find you? Where can they find the music? Where can they find the
Man,
work?
I'm everywhere. You know, just type into the Google DJ Many and take the direction you want to take it. You know, it's djmanny.com, of course. That has all the links. DJ Manny on Twitter, DJ Manny on Instagram, DJ Manny here and there, DJ Manny on Spotify. I'm everywhere. You know?
She's every
Exactly.
Manny. Thank you so much for coming on, man. You are great. We are here supporting you, rolling out. Continue to make those hits. Continue to do amazing things, man. We're right here with you.
Exactly.
Hey!
Yeah.
Shout out to Manny, y'all. Who's
Definitely.
spinning? DJ Manny, your host Malik Brown. We're out.
Cool.